The clock is ticking now for food assistance programs. The ongoing government shutdown is leading to a pause in funds for programs like SNAP. Come Saturday, those funds will dry, and it has local food pantries and nonprofits preparing for a surge of people who need help. Joining us this morning to talk about it is Ryan Hertz, who's the CEO of Lighthouse. That's a nonprofit in Oakland County. Ryan, good morning. Thanks for joining us to talk about this. First of all, tell me a little bit about what Lighthouse does.
Sure thing. Lighthouse is a nonprofit organization. We're headquartered in Pontiac. We serve the Metro Detroit area, and our focus is poverty alleviation. We move our mission forward through provision of emergency services, stability services, and we also focus on community development and affordable housing.
And I believe the number is 500,000 kids who need SNAP benefits and need this assistance around the state of Michigan. When you learn about this lapse in SNAP that's coming, if it kicks in and lasts, what are you expecting to see?
Well, that's a great question. We've never seen anything quite at this scale before. We've certainly had crises that have led to increased need for our services. In those times, usually those crises have been essentially the result of things completely out of our control, such as the pandemic. And when that has happened, we've seen a big influx of support from donors, volunteers, and from local, state, and federal government. In this situation, it is a crisis of public resource. It's at a scale that local food pantries and distributions like us are not in a position to fill. And so our focus is trying to ensure that it doesn't happen and supporting local and state efforts to try to mitigate damage in the case that it does.
And I know nonprofits have already been kind of getting squeezed recently, and this only kind of exasperates that. But how frustrating is it for you to be running a nonprofit and have lawmakers in Washington unable to find some sort of stopgap measure to protect the folks that you help?
Yeah, I want to clarify. It's not the nonprofits that are being squeezed. It's the people that we serve that are being squeezed. And it's not only in the area of food. The issue at hand in regard to the continued government shutdown is the same households' access to health care, right? So in addition to that, we also have rental assistance for many of our most vulnerable community members at risk in next year's HUD Continuum of Care funding. So the households that we serve, and we're not only an emergency food provider, we also provide emergency shelter, emergency eviction prevention, emergency food, of course, but also utility assistance and other emergency resources, including long-term supportive services to reach financial stability. The households that we're serving, many of them are hardworking, low to mid-income households that just can't make things work in this environment. And the November SNAP benefits is just one additional challenge, an additional threat to their stability and to their children's stability and well-being that they're facing. And so, yes, it's true. Nonprofits are squeezed in general. Our funding and resources are also at threat. But those are funding and resources to provide services to fill the gaps that were already there.
Yeah.
The additional new gaps that will come in the event that our funding is cut or our sector's funding is cut and direct public assistance to the households we serve are cut is really hard to comprehend and imagine. Yeah. And when we think about poverty alleviation, it's certainly moving all of us in the wrong direction.
Yeah. Real quickly, Ryan, how can people find Lighthouse?
You can find us online at Lighthouse MI, as in Michigan, lighthousemi.org. You can sign up to volunteer. You can donate to help us purchase more food during this particularly challenging time. We're going to be serving, just in the last 3 months, we served more than 8,000 households, 21,000 people represented in that, and nearly half of them are children. And so, I think that's the main thing I want people to keep in mind is that there are kids being impacted by our inability to address this issue.
So many, way too many. Ryan, thanks so much for your time this morning. I know it's a difficult time. Good luck, and we'll hopefully talk to you again soon.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, and for anyone who is looking for help, scan that QR code on your screen and it'll take you to clickondetroit.com, where we have a list of places, including food banks, churches, helping folks across Metro Detroit.